Hey, what's up, guys? So, I know a lot of you guys are trying to lose weight, have tried to lose weight in the past, or want to lose weight, but the more you read, the more information you consume, the more overwhelmed you get, the more frustrated, and the more confused you get because there's so much information out there, so you don't know where to start. The biggest and the most common mistake people make when they want to lose weight is that they try to do everything at once. They want to get results fast, so they go all in and change everything that they're currently doing because it sounds so simple. So they start training 4 days a week, they cut out all the junk food they're currently eating, they start drinking 3 liters of water every day, they start eating 3 big healthy meals every day, and they might even do some intermittent fasting some days. Well, that's great. Now you have a long list of the things you should be doing. But there's one big thing missing here, and that is that you actually have to do these things as well in order for them to work, right? It looks great on paper, but doing these things consistently over time is where the results are coming from. Not by doing them for 1 week or couple of days. You might be able to keep up with these new routines and habits for a couple of weeks, but eventually it becomes too hard for you and you fall off. So a couple of weeks in and you're back to square one. And a couple of weeks later you want to try again maybe, and you do the exact same thing with the exact same results. Does it sound familiar? Because this is what happens usually with people, that they get motivated, they want to change, and they go all in, like I explained, change everything at once, and then they fail because it's too hard, and then they wait for a couple of weeks, take a break for a couple of weeks or month, and then they try again the exact same thing. They get motivated, inspired, go all in until they can't do it anymore, and they fall off. And the exact same thing happens over and over and over again, right? So how do you do it? How do you make changes that stick? How do you change your habits? How do you stay consistent? Well, first of all, you have to be realistic. You have to set realistic goals. You can't lose 10 kilogram in 1 month. And even if you could, it's not sustainable. So you shouldn't just look 2 to 3 months ahead and think about how much weight you could possibly lose in that time. Instead, you should look longer. You should look for 6 to 12 months ahead and think about what changes can you make that you can sustain for that over that time. In fact, you should think about what changes you can make that you can sustain for the rest of your life, right? Because that's the key. So you might just lose 2 to 3 kilogram every month, or even less some months, by doing this, but you're building sustainable long-term habits along the way, so it doesn't really matter because eventually you will get there. It just takes a little bit longer, but the most important benefit that comes with that is that you can actually keep the weight off once you lost it, because you have grown into it. You have grown into the person you have to become in order to keep it off. And the habits you've built along the way are now a part of your life because you have worked them, you have stayed consistent with them over a longer period. So now they are part of your life. So your goal should always be to make it a lifestyle, to make the changes you make, to make those a lifestyle. Because there's no point for you to lose a ton of weight in a couple of months and then gain it back again in 1 to 2 months, right? The key is to keep it off, and that's the secret. That's what most people are missing. They just think, as if I could just lose this weight as fast as possible, everything would be fine. But usually what happens when you do that is it comes back, right? Because you didn't do it, you didn't make it sustainable for you. So instead of picking 5 things to focus on when you start out, pick one thing and go all in on that thing until it has become a habit of yours, until you feel comfortable doing another thing, until you've done it consistently over 2 weeks. And the key here is to not pick another thing before you have nailed the previous one. So I usually tell my clients that they should complete the chosen task, the chosen habit, for at least 6 out of 7 days before we go on to the next thing. Because people usually want to rush this. They think that one thing is just, it's nothing, it's so simple. So they just want to rush it and pick another one before they have mastered the previous one, before they have nailed the previous one. And the problem with that is, after some time, you will just have a lot of half-completed habits and no real change, right? Because these habits, they don't work if you don't put them into practice, and if you don't do them to at least 90% over a longer period of time, right? So that's the key here. The whole point of this one habit at a time thing is that you do the chosen tasks every day over a longer period of time, right? And that's why it's so hard. That's why it becomes so challenging, because like I said, it sounds so simple and looks so simple on paper, but try to do something every day over a couple of months, over a longer period of time, and you'll see that it isn't actually that simple. It just looks simple, but putting it into practice and putting it into your life and doing it every day, it becomes a lot harder, right? Thank you for watching my video. I hope you liked it. I hope you got something from it. So please share it with your friends if you liked it, and please subscribe to my channel if you like my videos and if you want to see more videos like this. So in today's video I talked about how to make lasting changes and how to change what you need to do in order to lose weight and to keep it off. So in the next video I'm going to talk about what habits you should choose and why you should choose them, and how to choose the right ones for you at the moment, because we're all in different stages, right? So you need to pick something that is right for you, and that's what I'm going to cover in the next video. So stay tuned for that one. Bye bye.